I've never really understood this debate about Big Bang versus BTS. I don't understand why we have to have it. There's a saying that goes, a rising tide raises all ships. And if you want proof of that, look no further than when BTS's comeback trailer for Ego was released. Big Bang's track Ego trended #1 on Melon as well. You don't have to shut out BTS to listen to Big Bang, and you don't have to shut out Big Bang to appreciate J-Hope hinting at what's in store for BTS's comeback. I love how Yoongi's shadow almost directly referenced RM's persona, and now J-Hope's Ego references Yoongi's shadow, but in a very different way. See, in Suga's comeback trailer, he faces his shadows, questioning if he's lost himself on this journey to success. But just like they said in a recent interview with Zach Sang, you have to resist being submerged into its depths. And right at the beginning of Ego, J-Hope starts in the shadow, but is quickly submerged in light. Because compared to your shadow, your ego is on the other side of the spectrum. That's why these two songs are almost complete opposites of each other. This one is about no longer doubting yourself, maybe even having an overabundance of confidence and positivity. No longer cautious, hesitant, yielding to every single insecurity. Operating on just your ego gives you a blinding confidence, making you think you're able to plow forward in any direction you want. It makes you think you're invincible, untouchable, a god. It makes you think you can't make a mistake, but even if you do...
What? J-Hope, I mean, you're the guy, I think, the quickest to learn the dance routines. What do you do if you mess up?
I don't care.
And while the ego challenge is genius and it's fun to do, it also touches on the fact that our persona, our shadow, ego, were all curated when we were young. That time of development almost dictates how much love and joy we have in our hearts, how much hope we have of achieving our goals versus how much drive we have to actually accomplish them. Again, although ego sounds more positive than shadow, it's still important not to get submerged in its depths. We've seen both sides of that coin, like how Dara just recently talked about facing her shadows when she was in 21. Her insecurities about not feeling like she belonged in a group filled with such talent. Her shadow made her question her value to the team, made her think that if she opened her mouth, she would hinder the group. I remember watching this years ago, behind the making of Can't Nobody, where she broke down because she kept messing up. Even YG had to step in and talk to her, and she thought like this for almost 3 years. That's an example of drowning in your shadow. The sad part is she only began seeing her crucial place in 21. She only started seeing what we all saw the whole time after they disbanded. This sense of belonging and this sense of what's my place in all of this, that mental struggle is very interesting to me, especially because that theme can be applied to GFRIEND's new music video for Crossroads. Bang Si-hyuk wanted to convince GFRIEND of their place, telling them they have an irreplaceable charm that only GFRIEND can have. And just like how the Ego trailer alludes to the fact that these mindsets start from a very young age, GFRIEND's Crossroads is almost Eunha's journey going back in time to find herself and revisit the moments between her and her members that place them in the position they are in now within the storyline. And if you were looking for a direct connection between BTS and GFRIEND, since they're both under Big Hit now, I don't think there's one there yet, or probably anytime soon according to GFRIEND. Yes, maybe thematic connections and visual clues. I predicted it was going to be the same connection that Stray Kids and ITZY have. But here's another thought. What if we've been looking in the wrong places? Why have we been looking for a connection between GFRIEND and BTS in the first place? Besides, the visual representation of crossing roads create a T or an X, depending on how you want to look at it. Maybe the answer we're looking for is on a magic island.